Welcome to the Jira Life, the place to find news, events, and interviews with the Atlassian community's movers and shakers. Join our hosts, Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, and Rodney, the Jira guy Nissen, as well as the Jira amigos in the peanut gallery, as we sit down and discuss the latest going on in the Atlassian ecosystem. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life, the Jira Life chose us.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So,
Hi.
Go ahead, Alex.
I was just saying hi.
So, as you guys may tell, I'm actually not in the usual studio this week. I am on the road, as it were. If you want to find out why, you definitely want to check out Bob in the new series on our channel, a TGL News Break. But aside from that, we've got a great show today, so we're really eager to get started.
So, Rodney, I do have to ask, does this involve a passport?
It does. It does. In fact, I may have sent a picture to the TJL Slack for us to use on some social medias to gently encourage Alex.
And there might be some further encouragement if we get into news on the show today, or if it's pushed off until TJL news break. Several other reasons are starting to pop up why Alex needs a passport. So, but it's going to be a great show. I am going to be.
I wonder why. You haven't heard the story, Brian? There's a whole dilemma behind my passport.
It's not a dilemma. You're just being obstinate to not getting a passport.
I feel like I don't need one.
Well, and we vehemently disagree.
We might be bringing exhibits A, B, C, and D to counter that argument. But,
we're gonna let Brian determine the fate of my passport today.
We can let Brian determine that. We're pleased to welcome Bryan. He is the lead for the Los Angeles Atlassian Community Events chapter. Before we get into that, and as we say hello to all the Jira amigos in the peanut gallery, you'll notice I'm speaking a lot more than Rodney because Rodney's in the airport, and the announcements are just flying, and pretty soon you might see him like completely vanish. That's when he's probably going to have to board. But so I'm going to I'm going to first run through and do, are you smarter than a Jira or Confluence admin, as we're helping Sajit out. We've got two more episodes of actually this one, and then two more weeks of this before the actual first Are You Smarter Than a Jira Admin, which will be on June 28th. So for all of you participants out there, please go ahead and hit the QR code with your phone or join at menti.com and then put in a code 69124515. So, and with that, we're going to jump to the next slide, the actual question slide, and see if you can get this this question.
I don't have to participate, right?
You don't have to participate.
Great.
No. He does have to participate.
No.
Okay, well, all right.
I am not ever going through that stress ever again in my life.
This is not a soccer question. This is a Jira question. I mean, we've got 3 Jira admins on here. Well, wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh, four Jira admins on here. We should know the answer to this, right?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. So Klaus modified several Jira configurations. Which configurations definitely did not have any impact on user notifications? So we've got one 1 vote on permission schemes, 1 vote on gadget configurations. The other 2 options were our workflow post functions and custom events. I'm going to leave this up for a few more minutes.
You can configure a gadget.
Some.
I think this is misleading. Like this is like make, like use a gadget and configure it, or you're like.
So modify the configuration. Which of these configurations do not have any impact on user notifications?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Sean here. Who the heck is Klaus?
And
so for some, there's the code.
Who's new name?
I can't see the code.
He had to go in hiding. He was hurt. Someone's after him.
Yeah,
Okay.
Boo Boo is now a member of the Witness Protection Program. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reveal the correct answer. 3 votes for gadget configurations, 2 votes for permission schemes.
I'm gonna go with
and
none
the
of the
correct
all
answer
of them.
is
Yeah,
gadget
there we are.
configurations.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
How else do you think Santa stays organized?
All right, so let's find out the reason for that. All right, so the reason is gadgets cannot be configured to send out any notifications. Workflow post functions fire events. Those can be mapped to recipients in a notification scheme. Notification schemes can pick up custom events if they're configured to be fired in a workflow. This way, a custom event can impact notifications. And permission scheme is related to notifications. Users will only receive notifications on issues they can access and thus are in projects they can access. So if you feel up to the challenge, again, are you smarter than a Jira admin? The first challenge comes up June 28th, 2024. 2 co-hosts. One is the Quizmaster himself, Sajit Nair, and the other is King Bob. So the Quizmaster and the King are kicking off Are You Smarter Than a Jira Admin? 2 weeks from tomorrow.
And to be clear, this is the first of a series. Next one is actually going to be Are You Smarter Than a Confluence Admin? So they're going to not just focus in on Jira on this, they're going to definitely share the love.
Yes. Yeah, they're going to basically alternate Jira Confluence, Jira Confluence, Jira Confluence. And, it's going to be a fun time. Questions are...
I feel like we need to get Brittany in there and we can do Are You Smarter Than a Trello Admin?
Well, funny you should say that because there are rumblings. There may be what I would call a Christmas surprise. So, there
Staying in the costume.
The only way to know for sure is to keep watching this series. This is part of the Ace Quiz Whiz Atlassian Group. So get on there through ace.atlassian.com and sign up to get notifications of these events.
Bryan, did you participate in the Quiz Whiz season 1 or 2?
I haven't before. I hadn't, but now I will be.
Ooh, I'm personally staying as far away from this as possible. I lost so much sleep, so much anxiety, so much stress in the first 2 seasons. Never again.
You do this yourself, though. I mean, it was the same thing with the certification exam. And again, how did you do on that one?
I almost failed.
You almost failed your certification exam with a 93%.
Almost, yeah.
Right, I almost failed, which means I passed.
that is true.
Do you know what they call the guy at the last place in like law school is when he graduates?
They have a name for the last place graduate?
Yeah, he's still a lawyer.
Yeah, a lawyer.
He's still a lawyer?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't test well. I hate tests and I hate trivia, and I never want to do it again. It was stressful, but here we are. I'm glad everybody else gets to enjoy it because I'm gonna watch from the sidelines and not participate at all.
So again, we kind of introduced him a bit earlier. Bryan is our guest today. Bryan, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And first thing I really want you to harp on here, because I think this needs to be shouted. I think you've been in the Atlassian game longer than anyone else on the stream. Why don't you start with when you actually started?
Sure, absolutely. I got involved in the Atlassian game in 2007. So it's been 17 years, I guess, since I started. And I started in probably the most impossible way, which is running Jira and Confluence for a nonprofit as a volunteer, my fraternity. So all of the work, none of the resources.
Wait. You know, the Greeks were using Jira and Confluence.
Well, Bob, to be particular, the gay Greeks were using Jira and Confluence.
Okay, well,
that's
the gay Greeks are usually the trendsetters.
It's true. Well, also we had a whole lot. I mean, so we had a chat. So I'm a member of Delta Lambda Phi, the nation's oldest and largest fraternity for queer individuals, and we had a large chapter. At Purdue, so lots of nerds. Lots of folks coming out of the CS.
Boiler up.
There you go.
93 computer and electrical engineering.
Gotcha. I'm a Kent Stater, so can't read, can't write, Kent State, and I also have a degree in musical theater. So I don't know how I ended up doing IT, but yeah, that's where I started doing Jira and Confluence admin all the way back in 2007.
I spent 31 months in St. Louis, and I'm from USC, which is our nice university here in California. And when I went to St. Louis, I was like, yeah, I'm a Trojan. And everybody was like, if it's not, it's Purdue or bust over there. I'm like, what is this Purdue
Well, also, if you told people there that you're a Trojan, they probably thought about something very different.
Probably.
So I think like St. Louis with the heavy aerospace population. I mean, Purdue is just like,
yeah, almost everybody from Boeing in St. Louis is from Purdue.
Yeah, mother of astronauts. It is one of the damn fine engineering schools out there. So if you're out there in a technical field, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say boiler up.
Yeah, Kent State is where you get all your architects who build your buildings and your fashion designers. Those are the two big things that Kent State is known for. I mean, and I guess May 4th, 1970 is the other thing.
Yeah, that's the as a former Ohioan, that's what I remember about Kent State is May 4th. So
yep, absolutely. Nobody cares about universities. We care about high schools. Sarah, a funny story is the other part of my life is I do a lot of a cappella, coaching and teaching a cappella groups, and the real game is in the high school a cappella game. That's where it is.
That's right. Where's that?
Also a big thing in Ohio, weirdly enough.
So you were in Glee before Glee was around, like, a cappella, show choir in Ohio.
Yep, that's right.
Long before Leah Michelle or.
How do you know all that things, Bob?
How do you think I win Quiz Whiz? I mean,
I know everything.
His job is to know.
I know everything except the correct answer for Jira questions. I mean, or the correct answer for Sajid's Jira questions.
Wait, you got it wrong?
Huh? It's usually 50-50 on that.
Well, the way I thought it,
your vendors get more of their points from the general knowledge.
I like Sean's thing here. It's not a matter of why you or how you know these answers. Is why do you know these answers?
Yeah,
I think we officially lost Rodney.
Yeah, so that's me. I mean, so I started 2007 in the Jira and Confluence game. Was still doing theater at the time, actually. And then transitioned after I spent time singing on a cruise ship to work in IT managed services. and then sort of ended up in the full-time Atlassian admin game just about 4 or 5 years ago. Before that, I was doing ServiceNow admin, and then I'm general tool administration.
We don't say service now on this podcast.
No, we
we're just
service
we're
later,
for...
service before.
Hip chat is another word that we don't use in this podcast.
Oh. Well, as Slack tries to become Confluence these days.
Yeah, Slack tries to become everything nowadays. No,
they just announced Slack lists.
You gotta stay competitive.
I don't know.
Share.
I know where I want my list, and it's not in Slack.
I love this one from Jason. Service meow.
There you go.
Service how?
Service how? There we go.
That's a good one.
Or just drop the W and it's service no.
There you go, Brian. You're quickly redeeming yourself right back up on the repertoire here within the Jira Life.
Well, I managed to get out of that game so I could be in this one, which is where I want to be.
So you're now in the full-time Atlassian admin. Right now you work the company that you work. I like Chris's. Let me.
Oh my God.
So, would you like a mention of where you currently are working, for who you're currently working for?
Absolutely. Yeah, I work at Sonos, the speaker company.
The speaker people, yes. The objects of
headphones now,
of my pure lust is you work for. So,
well, Bob, you should probably send me a DM because I might be able to help you out with that.
Oh, well.
All right then. Brian, when we were doing our interview series here for Salto, didn't I tell you to accidentally forget a speaker in my Tesla during our interview?
I couldn't say, It's it all depends on what you ended up with. I don't know.
We'll have to talk about that a little bit later, just in case people have that interview hasn't aired yet. They've been dragging their feet on editing that one.
It will. So
Ronnie back with the noise. What's up, Ronnie?
And just had some logistics to take care of. Now I'm back for a moment.
I don't understand how you get to an airport and you got to take care of logistics.
Apparently they couldn't because I'm transferring to an international flight. They couldn't put my bag onto the plane until they actually saw me and verified my passport.
This is why I just stay in my country and not leave the country.
This is literally like Rodney is like an international man of mystery right now. We have no idea where he's going or what he's doing.
No, we do have an idea.
We do.
You just have to watch the TGL Newsbreak show. I'm trying to get views on that too.
We disclosed it all, Brian, but in another show, so you got to watch the other episode.
One more thing to watch.
It's the life of a Jira admin, no?
It really is, because I don't know how many videos Atlassian, how they pump out all the videos they do on their channels, but it's a lot. They don't even really promote them. It's really interesting. They have 4 YouTube channels and things pop up there all the time.
Yes, ask Alex how he does that.
I don't promote my videos.
How do you promote
I don't. I used to when the channel was starting out, you used to, but now the algorithm just takes care of everything.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, back to me.
Back to you.
Back to you. Of course.
Back to the headphones that we were supposed to receive as gifts for bringing you on as a guest.
What? So yeah, I'm
we're like the opposite of Oprah admin here.
This is amazing. We get a car and we get a car. Yeah, so I'm senior Atlassian admin at Sonos. Been there for just about 2 years. And yeah, it is 2 Jira and Confluence admins total for nearly 2,000 people.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. I used to have 5 for 2,000, and I'm at 2.5 right now for 2,000, and I'm feeling the pain.
Yeah, absolutely. And they use Jira and they use Jira for everything.
Are you on-prem or cloud?
We're currently DC for Jira. We just finished our cloud migration for Confluence. And it's been a rousing success. Folks are really happy. I mean, obviously there's the general issues that folks have, which, discovering exactly how their nested macros will not work. But otherwise, they're pretty excited about the speed of things. And one way to fix Confluence search is move to the cloud.
I've heard.
That is true. I think with a lot of the neat features that Confluence has that people complain about, the best answer is more hardware. And who has more hardware than Atlassian themselves through AWS? So
very true.
Rodney, you had a question. You totally blocked the question from Bob.
Yeah.
Then you go on mute. Come on.
I mean, I'm just going to let you guys have fun when it's possible. I said I have a lot going on right here, but no, I was going to ask, what do you guys think is the ideal user to admin ratio? Is it 1,000 to 1? Is it 2,000 to 1?
I think Funman Andy has this number or has an answer. I can't remember. You gotta go watch. You gotta go watch my interview with him because we talked about it. But it's definitely not 1 to 10,000.
That's a little backwards, Sean.
Yeah,
I don't know. 10,000 admins for every single user. That sounds like a good ratio to me.
Well, and in many ways, Rodney, I think we're not looking at actually the admin to user ratio as the issue to user ratio or issue to admin ratio, because and maybe not even issue, but project, right? Or honestly, as I continue to think about this, is workflow to admin ratio. That's the real one.
That's where the real pain point's at.
Yeah, which means we don't have enough at Sonos.
I like Matt's answer. At least 2, just so that we can have vacations.
The bare
Absolutely. And good. Sarah's point as well. Really good. Not the admins, but the number of folks involved with governance and decision making. Just spun up a governance council for this exact purpose, so that I could get other folks involved to have conversations and make decisions. And we didn't need to hire more full-time people to do, I think, what the hardest thing is in the Atlassian game, which is not so much making the changes, but getting people on board with the changes and getting them to do, to actually follow the processes that you create.
Yeah.
Because if everybody just did what we told them, we'd only need one person.
Imagine that perfect world.
Yeah, amazing.
But that's not how it ever works, ever.
No.
This comment from Jason here reminds me of that one movie, the one where they're smuggling the drugs in the RV with Jason Sudeikis. And
We're the Millers.
Yeah, we're the Millers, and the kid's like, "Wait, y'all getting paid for this?"
Again, apparently, Bob does know everything except answers to all of the Jira questions.
Don't let him fool you.
I need this affirmation a little more in around August, when season 3 of Quiz Whiz comes down the pike, and the Jira Avengers are going to exact their revenge upon Barbecue and Coffee. So, not now, a couple months from now, please.
He's just resting.
I'll record them and just send them to you on a schedule.
Bob's just trying to be on the inside so he has the answers to the questions beforehand.
I am not doing that. I'm just I am helping out the Quizmaster out. And besides, who else can help the Quizmaster out but the first season champion and runner-up of the second season?
Wait, does this mean that you're official? You're on the sidelines with me too, then, right?
That's why I use the word revenge.
Revenge. What you should do is you should just make it super hard for them. Give them the impossibly hard questions.
The questions in are you smarter than a Jira admin or are you smarter than a Confluence admin? They're written by Atlassian University themselves. Mm-hmm. So remember Joanna and remember Marie.
How can I forget?
They
Two of my
write
favorite
the
people.
questions.
I'm with Sean on this one. I've been studying nothing but soccer for the last year.
Has it actually sunk in though?
No. Nope, it has not. Bryan, I was gonna ask you your participation. Why no go on the season 1 or season 2 of the Quiz Whiz?
Truthfully, because I wasn't as involved in the community at that point. I just really got back involved. Pandemic and everything.
Right.
As when I transitioned into doing Atlassian admin. And well, we were in the middle of a confluence migrant, so I had no time to do anything else.
Right.
So, one of the things that I'm really loving about my life now is the ability to get more involved again. And that includes, leading the Los Angeles ACE.
Yeah, I was wondering about your journey to lead the Los Angeles ACE. I was wondering if you can kind of fill us in on that.
Sure. I mean, I guess it starts with the fact, I think I've tried to start and run like 4 Atlassian communities. This is back when they were called OGs,
OGs, yes.
I started with it must have been Cleveland originally. But this is when I was too young and too dumb, like to have any real sort of organization. And then I moved to Chicago for work, tried to start Chicago. We did have an event in Chicago. And then again, I didn't remember how to plan things. And so then I guess Columbus. I tried to start Columbus, but that was before the incredible work of the Columbus ACE today. We're doing such a great job. And I was in Columbus for about 7 years. And then when I moved out here and the pandemic was wrapping up, and I was like, okay, or not wrapping up, but like at least slowing down. I was starting to get more involved with Atlassian stuff again. I really was looking for an outlet to engage. And I've always known that the Atlassian community has some of the best people in the world in it. And so I was really interested. I had been following there's like a fake LA ACE out there run by some other people that's just on Meetup. It's very weird. Yeah. And they sort of stole a name at some point and turned it into like a random Agile group. It's very strange.
It's
they also
LA,
do one
so
for San Francisco, neither of which are real. Yeah, exactly. And then
it surprises me in LA.
It's true. And then, the other thing that happened was I noticed that a lot of events were going back to in-person only. And I'm a person that is immunosuppressed. And so it was important to me to make sure that we had events that there were events that were accessible to all people of all different experiences, abilities, types, and such. So I really went in with the idea of how can we make events more accessible. And I, filled out the little application, and then I heard back from names. Oh my gosh.
Like Caroline?
It wasn't Maya. It's Caroline. It wasn't Maya yet. It was Caroline.
Right.
Yeah. And we talked about the LA ACE, and the ACE had been, LA's a tricky place because nobody wants to go places.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Ronnie's dumb comment.
Perfect. It's true. Yeah. Everything costs money these days, Rodney.
LA is tough, man. LA, because the problem with LA is like you could put anything anywhere in LA. It's like an hour drive, even though you're walking 5 miles.
Right. Yeah. So I talked to Caroline and was really passionate about getting an in-person event spun back up again. Because I wanted to see what could we do to make in-person events more accessible. So I was lucky enough to get pulled in by Alex and a bunch of other folks around the February event, this California tour. And so we had our first this tells you, like, I don't live in LA. I live 90 minutes outside of LA. And this
That
is
blew my
also
mind,
part
by
of,
the way. That was like,
well, I grew up in Ohio, man. I love driving. We drive everywhere.
yeah,
And
but
so,
dude, you like where you live is who lives out there with you?
I mean, so my partner used to work at Edwards Air Force Base.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm like
Yeah,
nobody,
exactly.
like cacti live out there.
Hey, we're the next place that everybody's going to move because
Hey.
LA's filled everything else up.
Also, cacti are awesome. So
Cacti
They
are
don't talk
awesome.
back.
Nothing
They don't
against
talk
cacti,
back.
although I saw more cacti than I would ever care to see when I went to Phoenix 2 weeks ago.
I was gonna say.
say that like it's a bad thing.
Oh, your cacti were so cool though, because they're all like they look like the ones in the cartoons.
Yeah, the saguaros. Yeah.
Ours don't look like that. Ours look like we eat ours.
I
So
don't
did
know
the
about that.
Roadrunners.
But yeah, so our first event was held in the ghetto
It was
of
it
LA.
was an interesting spot.
Yeah, it was really interesting because it was basically like a there's a ton of these photography studios around. This is the other problem in LA, which is finding space in an affordable manner. That actually works too. So we found this space. It worked, but I learned the most important lesson that you can learn as an Atlassian, as an ACE lead, which is you got to have your first event, and maybe nobody will come, but you will have your first event.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what we did. And
Hey, we were there. We had like 5 people.
exactly. All of our presenters were and one of my other leads, Lucas. But it was really
drove 350 miles to
oh
be
yeah.
there.
Vish came too. Like Vish is a rock star. So yeah,
Sean
and now
would have been there, by the way, but he had a fumble with the schedule. But he had every intention to be there.
I gotcha. And then we're gonna be, doing our second one here. We're targeting Burbank because we've got a lot of the movie studios and stuff over there, and
Burbank?
video game studios to help with that, hopefully. And it's not too hard to get to. So we just booked our space, and I'm really excited about the new things we've got going on in terms of not having to pay for everything out of pocket up front for ACE lead. So that's been really great. We got our space booked, and we're really excited to do this recap for Team 24 for folks. So yeah, and we've got a great team. I think one of the things that I also learned, they're all from the same, everybody else who are leads. We just added one more who came back after being gone for a bit, but all of the rest of them all work for the same company. So if any one of them gets busy, then they all get busy.
Wait, but if they all work for the same company, couldn't you just have the ACE events at their company?
I don't know.
Because that's what San Diego does, right? So in San Diego, we were just at Qualcomm because the ACE lead works at Qualcomm.
Yeah, but they're a partner.
Qualcomm?
No. The
LA one?
Other leads, they all work at a partner. Yeah.
That's even less of a problem.
Oh no, they feel. They're yeah. They want to be very
careful. Fine line there.
Yeah, they're really trying to be really careful. So we're working it out. We're figuring
I think you
it
call up the homie Elon or somebody and say, "Hey, can we just do that SpaceX?"
Elon's in Texas. He's poo-pooing
SpaceX is still
California.
in LA.
He's.
I mean, I'm
spending
trying
more
to
time
figure
in
out how.
Texas. He is trash California so much.
He still has SpaceX there. And he still got a booster right in his parking lot.
Yeah, how do we get a hold of Bob? So we just hold it at Disneyland.
I know, right?
And honestly, come on, Bob Iger, you guys use Atlassian tools.
It'd be cool to. I don't know if you remember, but YouTube back in the day before COVID, they used to have a content house,
Oh, the creator space. Yeah, absolutely.
That would have been so cool to still have it, because as long as you have 1,000 subs, which somebody from LA might, it would have been cool to do them there.
Yeah. So our next event is actually on June 26th at 5 p.m. And it's up on our ACE site. So, register. We are really committed to doing hybrid events as well. So if folks can't make it out, we're working, we make sure that we get good equipment so that we can do streaming of the event as well.
Yeah. So one of the features I love about the LA ACE is that in addition to the events that you're holding, like with the tour that Alex was part of, and the CLC that you're doing, the recaps, you hold a monthly Lean Coffee event.
We sure do, yeah.
So tell us more about that, especially
Yeah.
for those that aren't up to.
I'm not familiar with it. I'm from
Lean
LA.
Coffee is.
I mean, lean coffee is what I would is basically an event turned on its head in a lot of ways. It's where everybody gets together and everybody talks about, like, everybody shares what they're interested in talking about, and then you sort of build an agenda from that conversation, and then work through the topics. So
Right, you
instead
dot
of
vote on what you want to talk about. You spend some time talking about it, and then you vote whether or not we're done talking about it, and then, or if it's time to move on, or if there's interest in still talking about it. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's a great way to make sure that the people who attend drive the conversation and really have it, and like that we're talking about what they're interested in. I think the one trick with Lean Coffee is you have to have something that you want to talk about in order to come. And so that can be one of the struggles that we have, is making sure that people like are already like jazzed up and have things to talk about. So that's the thing we're still working through, but like we have those every month. Yeah. And I got to give credit to Lucas and the other folks. Usually at 7 a.m.
That is ungodly. I mean, I may be spoiled work from home, but that feels ungodly now.
Yep. But I guess you could join Lean Coffee from your bed, Rodney.
I mean, I could, but I'll spare everyone else that thought.
Only that, but by your time, it'll be more like lean lunch.
Who says I can't have coffee with lunch? Besides my cardiologist, who we know their opinion of already.
Where's your script?
Oh my gosh.
I'm looking at it. So, Bryan, one of the things that you mentioned an interest in, you're really interested in the craft of teamwork.
Yeah.
And, Atlassian is really, really all about teams and teamwork. And, an example of this as to, I can say this, I can be the spoiler for the news break show for this weekend, because I'm going to be the one doing the news. Atlassian is really focused on teams. An example of that is that yesterday they released their State of Teams 2024 report. So tell us more about your interest and have you really, really dug into the tools that Atlassian develops? And by tools, I'm going to say things, not Jira, not Confluence, but things like State of Teams and the team playbook and
yes,
those things that, Atlassian develops, but they actually give away for free.
Exactly. This is actually one of the reasons why I am so like, this is why I sort of ended up loving Atlassian so much, is that I think that Atlassian truly makes products for the people and teams that they want to see in the world, which is, even at the size that they are now, I think that's really, it's really admirable. And I think my experience is you can feel that from the people who work at Atlassian when you get to meet them, like at Team 24. They're all very passionate about teams and teamwork, and at the core of that is really how teams conceptualize themselves, and the work of making sure that teams are on the same page and aligned with each other and share values and work together. And so I come to that really, I think probably because I went to school for theater. I was involved in music from a young age, and all of this is about doing something with other people. There's a lot of people, I mean, we are Jira admins. What's weird about it is very often our job is a solitary job, relatively. And I'm far more interested in how the rest of the company works oftentimes, because my job is to align the tools that we use with the teams that we have and the practices that they have.
That's very true, because you can't be the best at your job helping them optimize if you don't understand their context.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's really key to understand, and also to then understand, one of the things that I think we find all the time, and this is for companies everywhere, I think, is that it's rarely the internal context of the team where the problem exists. It can be, and you can address that, but it's often how teams work together where the problem appears. That's where communication breaks down. That's where things get lost in translation. And it is where I think Atlassian has begun to spend even more time around in, so true, whose Jira is it? Around helping teams work with each other. And a great example of this, I think the thing that I'm most excited about from Team 24 is the Atlassian system of work and goals. Because it feels like it's the first time Atlassian has managed to really put what they believe into the tool, and give you from the bottom all the way up the ability to share that visualization and view with people so that teams can be aligned across the org and be on the same page. So I find that really powerful and impactful. And when you talk about, the other thing is when you talk about the team playbook, I love the playbook. It's one of my favorite things.
It is my favorite thing about Atlassian. Not Jira, not Confluence, not Trello. It's the playbook.
Absolutely.
My Scrum Master, passions just go through that playbook and look upon play upon play upon play. And I'm not the only one.
Fellow Scrum Master. Yep. Yeah, it's phenomenal. There's a play for pretty much everything. And what I love about the playbook is the recognition that at the end of the day, we're all people. And for people to work well together, we have to learn to understand each other. And oftentimes that means that we need, I think something you said earlier, we all come from different contexts. We all bring our own contexts to the things that we're doing. And the key of the playbook is effectively every single play is about helping everybody have a common frame of reference to then work through their context so that they can communicate successfully. And through that, that's how we learn about each other, and that's how you build stronger teams, because the act of working on the playbook is the act of building communication and building relationships. And a strong team is a team that has strong relationships.
Couldn't have said it better. Yeah, I think the teamwork aspect of it, I'm sure I'm not the first one that came up with this one, right? But it's like most of the time when I'm engaging some sort of a new team or whatever that's looking to implement Jira for the first time, they're trying to solve a people problem with the tool. And I'm like, you got to go fix your people problem first, because no tool is going to fix your people problem.
That's so true. Yeah.
So this brings about a general question that I probably should see. Are you looking at getting Mark Kruth back to LA again for him to do one of his modern work manifesto talks?
Yes, I'm actually in conversation with Mark and oh no, why did I just forget his name? The big boss of the team Futurist.
Oh, Dominic?
And Dominic, yes. Mark and Dom we're in conversation right now about trying to line something up at the Red Bull Performance Space to talk about the craft.
Wow.
Not focused on, again, Jira or Confluence or any of that stuff, but focused on the teamwork. Focused on collaboration, the way that we work together.
So who's providing the craft beer for the craft of teamwork event?
Atlassian.
As they should.
Absolutely. Maya's coming with it. Well,
This does also make me wonder, with Team 25 announced in Anaheim next year, you've got a lot of preparation to do, don't you, sir? Welcoming a whole bunch of Atlassians and Atlassian fans from around the world. Any preliminary thoughts that you can tell us?
I mean, I'm mostly going to make Alex do that because he's from Anaheim.
Yeah. He's punting it to me.
Don't we
I'm from
all? Don't we
Ohio.
all just punt it to Alex?
You remember, Alex, when you were complaining about not being a community leader a few weeks ago?
We'll go make one in Anaheim.
You're welcome.
There is an
We
Orange
have
County
one in
branch, by the way.
OC.
Yeah, there's an
I
OC
know.
branch, but so when we were planning the tacos tour in California, we reached out to you, Bryan. We got Mark Livingston from San Diego, Vish obviously from up north, but we did reach out to the to the Orange County ones, and we got crickets. I have
It's
yet
OC,
to.
Alex. It's
Yeah.
OC. You know how they are.
I'm from OC. I responded.
Yeah, you're from the good side of OC.
I'm from the good
You
side.
were. Past tense, you were. Now you're in San Diego's.
I left San Diego. I'm back in OC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
gotta find
Go
those
ahead,
OC
Alex.
folks and do something.
Yeah, one of the things we've actually talked about with LA is actually Bevy has the ability to do subchapters. And we really talked about leveraging that for LA so that we can. So in many ways, what we could do is host the same event multiple times across the city.
Yeah, because it's so big. Because going from Burbank, right? Burbank, you're talking north LA, right?
Right.
And so that automatically anybody on the south side of those San Gabriel Mountains is like not.
Yeah, it's really difficult. So creating multiple subgroups might help people feel like they're more invited to come, because people feel like they might not be, they feel like it's too far away. We tried a weekend event. That was the other thing we tried when we did the other one. People in LA on the weekend, they're busy doing things with their families.
do it at the
They spent
beach.
their whole. Honestly, we should do something at the beach.
gotta
That'd
do
be
it on
really
the Santa
fun. We
Monica
could do just
Pier.
a barbecue.
Yeah, it doesn't get like go down to like Santa Monica Pier and just have like a bonfire.
Careful. If you say those 3 letters too many times, you might summon someone.
Santa Monica Pier
No, barbecue.
barbecue.
Oh,
I've already talked to Ed about
we
having
could do an
a
event
cookout.
called we could do an event called prioritization at the pier.
There you go. Pasadena's nice. Maybe we can do something at Caltech, JPL. Pasadena
Yeah,
does it
absolutely.
like night. There's a lot of museums too, art museums and stuff that maybe you want to host something. But I think doing it at a pier like Santa Monica one or Venice, I think that it doesn't get more LA than Venice or Santa Monica.
That's true. That's really true. We could do it. We could do a moving event on the boardwalk.
Yeah. Get Google to let us borrow one of those like circular bicycles that they do meetings in. Have you seen
Absolutely.
those?
Yeah, absolutely. We should also do.
Yeah.
I love this Route 60 road trip, but again, we should do the events from the road.
Dude, get one of those pedal bars. It's just like a bar, but everyone has to pedal to make it go, and do that along Route 66.
We started at Route 66. That would be such an epic like ace event type of thing where you just start in Santa Monica and you just take it all the way. What is Route 66 in Chicago or something like that?
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah, starts in Chicago.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Starts, it ends, buddy. It starts in Santa Monica.
It's all relative.
I guess we could make it Star Wars too.
Sorry?
We could make it Star Wars themed. If anybody knows Order
Star Wars
66.
themed Route 66. Sabers and what goes with
Is that right? Yes,
lightsabers?
Yeah.
Blue milk.
Order 66. Kill all the bad teams, or kill all the bad teamwork practices.
I would be very
What's your
happy to
guys'
help
favorite
coordinate.
play? What's your favorite play in the playbook?
Oh, don't ask me.
Working agreements. I'm a huge fan of working agreements. It's when
Yeah.
when you start up and you want to level set, have set up a working agreement, and when you and it's not just having one established, but it's also from time to time maintain it. And this is especially true when somebody new comes onto the team or somebody leaves the team, because the nature of the team has changed. And so it's a good idea to revisit that working agreement and see if there's anything new that you can that you'd have to change out of that.
And I'm holding up the QR code in case anybody wants to scan it to get the working agreements playbook.
Excellent. My
Compliment to
favorite
Mark
is,
Truth. I also have roles and responsibilities.
there you go. I think my
Um,
favorite is probably the ritual reset.
I don't have that one.
In alignment with the same idea of, I think, working agreements, it's an opportunity to get back and just evaluate that. Are we doing, all the things that we're doing working? It's so easy to get in a routine where you don't stop to make sure that like what you're doing is working. And so it is really powerful to do a ritual reset.
So I'm gonna have to cut you guys off here because we do have one thing, Bryan, we have to do before the end of the show when we're actually approaching it. So we got our quick Quizlet.
You ready? You're going in the hot seat.
Yeah. So first question here.
These are 5 these are 5 questions. We want you to give us your first impulse answer and then give us an explanation.
Yep.
And then be ready for me to jump on if I don't like your answer.
I'm perfectly comfortable with being wrong all of the time, so I'm excited.
Well, most of the time these don't have a right or wrong answer. So,
excellent.
That's
one of these do. Not these, but these do.
All right. So, Alex is saying one of them has a right or wrong answer. That's because he's actually read the script. Yes, Sean.
He's so proud.
All right. Question number 1. All right. Are you ready, Bryan?
I'm ready.
Jira or Trello?
Jira.
Okay.
See, I'm talking about only one right answer, right?
Right. The reason for Jira is because I don't like columns.
You must be loving the list view in Jira software.
Oh my God. I mean, I can't wait to be able to actually use it. My ADHD wants less space between things. And also, it was my first love, so like trying out Trello felt like going backwards.
I can see that. I think there's a lot of Trello hate from Jira admins because you always remember your first love, and it's Jira. So, all right. Question number 2. All right. So we are talking about the big database language out there. Is it pronounced SQL or is it pronounced SQL?
Oh man, I pronounce it both ways, but we'll go with SQL.
How are you interchangeable? You can't just change your mind.
I can't. I have ADHD. All I do is change my mind.
Same sentence.
It just sounds prettier. SQL is better. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's also because of Microsoft SQL Server. Like, you don't want to say Microsoft SQL Server. And I used to work in an all Microsoft shop. So then I learned saying SQL Server over and over again.
Right, yeah.
And I think you have a point there. It depends on which flavor. Because it's always, in my mind, it's always MySQL. Yep. It's never MySQL. It's MySQL. But if you happen to go with for the Microsoft flavor, it's Microsoft SQL Server, right?
Yeah, but I do say JQL and not JQL.
J. Quill is the fictional character we're developing here on the Jira Life.
Absolutely. He's a good friend of ours. A little confusing. Doesn't always talk in a normal way, but yeah.
We're turning into a video game character, J. Quill.
All right.
Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned.
Okay. Question number 3. What is your Jira pet peeve? Be honest.
Oh man.
No,
okay.
he's just gonna lie to us, Bob.
Well, no.
My Jira pet peeve is my Jira pet peeve is too many fields on a screen.
Okay.
Get rid of all those darn fields.
Just leave what status?
Status, description, done. But like it's the people who put
Maybe
every field on.
signing.
It's people who put every field on every screen, right? So it is the screen. It is the screen. Like why did you build screens when you just use the same one for every single state of the ticket? Show the fields that matter when they need to be shown. You're
gonna love this one. Then I got a request today. They're like, I need you to timestamp Jira when it enters every status. I have like a workload with 15 statuses. I'm like, that's 15 freaking custom date stamps fields that you need to go in and do some automation info, right? And I'm like, why do you need this? And they're like, oh, it's because we're not able to deliver our tickets on time. I'm like, and you think adding 15 date timestamps fields are gonna fix this problem? I'm like, you got a people problem.
Time and status.
They didn't like that it was just giving you how many hours it was in. They wanted to know the date.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm like, because the history doesn't give you that information. And they're like, we want to go do some Power BI crap. I'm like, just tell your people to do their work.
Find out why they can't do their work, actually.
I know, but anything but add any other answer would have been better answer than add 15 new fields.
Agreed.
That's true. Jira is very, very good at showing you what's wrong. It's not very good at showing you what the solution is.
Agreed. Like, we've always heard the thing, honestly, because we've always heard the thing where it is, anybody who hates Jira probably has encountered a poorly designed or implemented Jira. But the problem is when like 90% of the Jira installs are poorly configured, there might be a problem with the way you help people set it up.
It's because it can do everything doesn't mean it should.
Exactly.
Okay. Question number 4. Who is your model of the ideal Scrum Master? Is it Yoda or is it Dumbledore?
Yoda's a little green character. Dumbledore's
I know them both. My screen name used to be Black Dumbledore.
Well, then we got the answer.
Well, except I mean, honestly, I'd have to go with Yoda because I think he put less kids in danger. Like honestly, Dumbledore was just like constantly pawning things off on the kids and being like, "Good luck."
Vaya con Dios.
Yeah, it's probably Yoda.
Okay.
He'd always show up and be like, the thing about Yoda is he wouldn't ever let you get into a situation you couldn't get out of, or that he wouldn't be there to help you. And I think that that's a really good Scrum Master, is that the Scrum Master is going to let you like mess up, screw around, make mistakes because you need to, because sometimes that's how you learn. But they also help guide you, and if it's going to be a real mess, they save you from it. Oh, Iro is better than Dumbledore, anyways.
You had a bit of a beard there at one point too, no?
Yeah, I mean,
like a longer one.
No. I had a lot of hair up here. This is about the longest this has ever been. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had a head beard.
Head beard. Never heard of that. Last question, the best question.
All right, yeah, the best question. So, just because we have another Californian on the show, well, adopted Californian, your heart's always in Ohio, right? Maybe. Okay. Anyway,
He has tasted California. He ain't going back to Ohio.
Question
no,
number
never.
5. In and Out. Are you a fan?
I am a fan.
There we go. See, show's over. Thank you.
I am.
So what's your-
I am
what's
a
your-
fan
what's your-
of In and Out.
What is your order then?
Oh, double animal style.
Okay.
Absolutely.
pretty.
I mean, I'll get the fries too, but like, I'm really there for the meat. Like, I love a burger. The real
Doesn't get
disappointing
better
thing is
than-
I'm always taking my partner. Like, actually, he's been flying back and forth. Like, he was in Greece for 2 weeks, and then he got back, and then 2 days later went to Seattle. Oh, and I was able to go to In and Out that time, just in time. Because the problem is, of course, with In and Out always is there's always a line.
Yes. Even in Phoenix, there is always a line around
the
meal
Biltmore
times.
one, I had to get down and walk into it and order my food because I'm like, I'm not waiting in this 3-hour line.
It's sometimes I think they do it on purpose.
They're fast though. Moves quick.
It's true. Yeah, those poor.
And
I do feel
Chick-fil-A
bad
quick,
for the.
though.
Well, no, but also we don't talk about Chick-fil-A.
I'm just saying, I've seen like TikTok where they move to their lines quick. I'm not a big Chick-fil-A fan.
They do
either,
have
but-
an incredible. They do have an incredible customer service process. I think what I feel bad about the folks at In and Out for is that like there always is somebody having to stand outside. Like,
Or
what is
two.
the purpose of having like a drive-through? That's what we introduced speakers and like machines for this.
Yeah, I've never understood like how is it that you just move the speaker forward by moving a human? It's supposed to make it go faster.
Like McDonald's knows how to do this. They put 2 lanes in.
McDonald's is better at queuing.
Isn't Taco Bell the one that got rid of everything and then you just drive in? Like you order on your phone and you just pull up and the robot drops it in for you?
No,
No, Taco Bell has like a
yeah.
research.
Oh, they
think I
have
have
that
it.
now? I freaking
Taco
love
Bell
Taco
has
Bell.
Taco Bell has one building somewhere like in the Midwest or something where like there's no indoor seating. It's all lanes, and you order on your phone. You pull up and the food drops in, and you're.
Are you sure you're not thinking about Sonic?
No, it's Taco Bell.
All
Look
right.
it up.
I mean, in the Midwest, this is the one fun thing about Ohio was Columbus is actually a market. Is one of the test markets for most restaurants because it has an incredible diversity of people. So it is like it's very good at like representing the rest of the country.
Right. And also Wendy's is from there.
It sure is. I used to live about 5 minutes from Wendy's headquarters.
Look at this. You just
Oh.
pull in, the food comes down this thing.
Where
and
is
you-
this?
Minnesota?
Oh,
Midwest.
Minnesota. Yeah, I guess we're going to Minnesota to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, you order and there's like nowhere to sit. You just literally drive throughs. You just prop right in and get your food.
That's wild.
Hmm.
Talk about said we don't like you. Take your food and go.
Those
We know
fine
what's gonna
folk,
happen
man.
after
I'm
you
actually
eat.
the chief technology officer at Yum Brands which owns Taco Bell. He used to be one of my senior vice presidents when I was at Boeing
Oh, nice.
in IT. So
Oh, you were at Boeing. Is it your fault?
no, I was Boeing's falling out of the sky is McNerney, Jim McNerney's fault for moving the talent out of Seattle and California, where
Right.
everybody knew how to build the aircrafts, and move them to Charleston, South Carolina, where nobody knew how to build the aircrafts. There were no labor laws, and they made planes that fall out of the sky.
Right. And also possibly outsourcing the
And
actual
definitely outsourcing.
outsourcing the manufacture of said parts
software. Yeah.
outside. So,
That's why those planes fell out of the sky.
Not because of a bad Jira install.
No, definitely not. All right. Well, we are way over. So
we are
Bryan,
way over. Thank you for
Of course.
joining us, Bryan. It is a pleasure having you on.
See you
Well, I'll
next
have
year.
to have you all on my new show that's going to be coming soon.
Oh, you have a new
Called
show.
Team Chat. Yeah.
Great name.
Sorry, not Team Chat. Oops. It's called Work Chat. Better name.
Better name.
Yeah,
I
couldn't believe it
can't
wasn't
wait for the
taken.
invitation.
I'm really excited. We're going to be focusing on ways of working and teamwork. So really looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming. Good luck on your event in a couple weeks. I'll see if I can swing by.
Yep.
All right, take care.
Now, a few show notes, some of which will be better covered during TJL news break that we're probably going to record this weekend. If you notice that Rodney was at an airport, he's at an airport. He's actually at JFK. He's heading to Galway, Ireland.
Wait, he was in New York?
Yeah, he's at JFK, or he's boarding the plane, leaving New York to go to Galway, Ireland. He's attending their ACE there. That's going to be on June 18th. So safe travels to Rodney. Hopefully he gets, good luck in Ireland. And then also
Have some
next week's guest is Rachel Wright, the living legend herself. So so you don't want to miss that one. In fact, Rodney's already told me he will be completely fanboying next week's show. So.
I have a week to figure out who Rachel Wright is.
Oh,
yeah.
JiraStrategy.com.
Yeah.
Thank
I actually just got the
you don't want me to pull out
that Salto was doing
that she wrote, right?
I mean, I know that.
Let's put you this way, and this comes from Rodney. Rodney said that he may be considered one of the OG Atlassian creators.
I heard that. I heard he said that.
Rachel comes before him.
Right. No, I know who she is, but I've never consumed any of her things. So like I'm not gonna be fanboying as much as Rodney, I guess.
Oh, I'm
you have a week to read her book.
Apparently I got a lot of things to do in the next week in preparation for this.
Yeah.
I think you just have a lot of things to do.
More videos, right, Ryan?
Exactly. Take care, Matt.
So Matt's going to be fanboying. I'm going to be fanboying. Rodney's going to be fanboying. And with that said, I guess I get to say it, right? We didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us. We will see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Jira Life. Our hosts are Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, and Rodney, the Jira Guy, Nissen. You can find Alex on YouTube at 8Tech Tutorials, and Rodney's blog is found over at thejiraguy.com. Our producers are Robert King Bob Wen and Lina Ortiz. You can catch us live as we record this podcast every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at The Jira Life. Be sure to join us and our other Jira Amigos of the Peanut Gallery every week to ask your questions, let us know your comments, and just tell us what you're up to. But if you can't join us live, you can still catch the replay over on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell while you're watching. We're also available as a podcast over on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you listen to it and think it deserves a rating, we would very much appreciate it, as it will help others discover the Jira Life. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us.